Reddit. What would you do if you suddenly became a billionaire? Hire a wealth attorney, hire a financial consultant, hire an accountant, delete my social media and change my phone number. Quit my job and rent an apartment, move into a fancy hotel for a few months while I hire a team of people to help me manage the money, to buy a nice place to live, clear all family debts, give to charity, have some fun. Pay off all my debts, move to someplace in the mountains, create a heckin' stock portfolio, invest in clean energy, education and infrastructure, donate to charities supporting parks, the environment, and humanitarian causes, commit tax fraud. Hire a team, lawyers, accountants, advisors, no one gets po. I sign off on everything. I initiate every trade and every transfer. These are just the pros that help guide my moves. To add to this, I also hire a forensic accountant to oversee the above team, just to make sure no one embezzles or does anything fraudulent, and they would be aware of this forensic accountant always auditing them. Keep everyone honest. Invest my money in several portfolios that are extremely diversified. I don't need risky growth propositions. I just want to maintain my billionaire status and live off the tens, hundreds of millions in income produced. Quit my job and retire. I may do it 2 weeks just because I'm honorable and I like my coworkers. I don't want to fuck them over. I'd hand off my duties, projects, buy super high-end private healthcare, so that it kicks in before my job's healthcare expires, pay off student loans. Now I'm debt-free, buy some toys like a new car and some new tech, lease a new home for a couple of years, move in. This is temporary, but I'll need a home to live in while I make my next move. Hire a realtor, architect, construction firm, etc. Scout the area, find my dream property. Probably I'll find multiple properties, buy them, and combine them into a bigger estate. Once found, demo all the old buildings, design my dream compound, have it built, move in when it's ready, and fill it with all my hobbies and passions. Probably buy penthouses, properties around the country. Like in major cities I'll be spending lots of time in throughout the year. Spend my time traveling and exploring hobbies. As I get older, start dumping hundreds of millions into giving back to the community and pushing initiatives I believe in. Buy a house for me and my family. Donate a sum to my aunt and her mentally disabled daughter. Have a will leaving the remainder to my nephews and nieces. Put enough away for personal wants, but invest the rest in local businesses, fixing the shitty houses around here with structural issues and adding eco-friendly alternatives. Fund a scholarship, invest in the local schools and training schemes, medical, mental health, just generally spend a lifetime giving it away. That would be fun. 2 million to every family member, good friend, person I remotely care about. That's it, no more ever. One-time thing, there'll be a recommendation on investment, living off interest, guide to never having to work again that goes with it. If you fuck it up, or it ruins your life, then, well, that's on you. Let's, very generously, call that 100 million. I don't really have that many friends, but, well, family members are going to come out of the woodwork and, well, whatever. Their kids can all go to college, they can retire, people can't travel, everybody gets a nice life, and if they're not stupid about it, then this should go well. Some stupid shit, buy a few million worth of Dogecoin just to make those people happy and cause it entertains me. Do it 50k, 100k? At a time every hour on the hour for the next few days and watch it get all pumped and crazy. Maybe change some other people's lives too. Shit, do it right and I'd probably make a profit on that. But really, just for giggles, look into how much I have to put into a trust, and get managed, to make sure no kids goes hungry in my state. See if it's something I can spread to other states. free school lunches or whatever. This shouldn't fall to me, but if I have $1 billion, then I'm going to see what I can do. Look into setting up a trust to provide scholarships for those who deserve them but can't get them currently for whatever reason. I'm absolutely positive there are people who work hard and deserve a chance who aren't getting taken care of. I'm gonna do what I can about it. Find out if there's any decent lawyers who would like to make a comfortable living. Filled at $250K. Yeah. Just representing people who have a real case and deserve help but can't afford it. Normally, it's not super sexy, but if I put enough millions in a managed fund to pay them out of interest and there are people who are interested in doing good work, then that'd be worth doing. Put enough aside to make sure I never have to work again too. Of course, subsidize amazing teachers, extra $30K, $50K a year to the best teachers each year. If you're doing an amazing job and really helping kids, then you deserve it. Other level bonuses for other levels of helping. It's not just first place that gets paid. Like, every teacher that's above average, doing a really good job, gets something. Lobby to make as much of this stuff actually part of the government and what we spend our taxes on rather than me doing it personally. Cause seriously, this is chump change to our government and they should fucking be doing it. I'm 99% sure most people would want this sort of thing done rather than another new jet plane or whatever. So maybe we can help that actually happen. I don't know after that. But it'd be fun figuring it out. Equals 1. Pay off my loans and my mom's debts. 2. Buy a house for myself. 3. Buy my brother and his fiancée the house they want. 4. Donate to local charities. I would have to do research on the ones whose messages and work I agree with. From there I would just commit random acts of good deeds, that is pay someone's medical bills, buy someone's groceries, etc. Buy a nice big plot of land. On one part will be my estate. Build a 4 or 5 bedroom house. Nice, automated, efficient. Build a barn and some outbuildings for fun like a ceramic slab, shop and stuff like that. Hire a coach, chef and nutritionalist to help me and my wife get in shape. On the other part 1, work with local colleges to have construction students build a tiny home community and several large workshops, computer labs, commercial buildings. Hire groups of computer science/art graduates to build some maps and games with each group working together to come up with what they want to do. If they are successful they can stay as the team managing it and I'll turn it over to them. Otherwise they'll get experience and references for working. Start a grant with the community colleges and municipalities to have students in the forestry, construction, interior design, etc. Work together to repair rundown and empty houses and commercial buildings. When they sell the properties the funds go back into the grant so hopefully it becomes self-perpetuating. Buy up some of those properties to sublet to entrepreneurs who want to start businesses. Give them zero-interest loans on their business expenses and all these people can stay in other tiny home communities while they are working on these things. I'll go out and help oversee these very broadly or get more in-depth depending on how I feel each day. If I have crazy ideas I want to try I'll hire some of the outstanding students to do them. Now I just need safe moon to take off like it should and I can get going on all this. Move to Blackpool. It's not the fanciest place but it's always been dear to my heart, and you can buy a 15-bedroom house with a sea view for about £250,000. Invest heavily in property, and start my own property management company to look after them, rent them out, occasionally, have a crazy weekend, month living it up in more expensive cities, staying in penthouses, going to expensive clubs, dipping my toe into the fancy side of life for just long enough to realize that it doesn't suit me and I don't fit in there. At home, live comfortably but modestly, act as a silent partner in my businesses, keep my finances private and never let anybody know about my windfall. As far as anybody is concerned, I'm just a moderately successful web developer, basically live my life much as I do now, but without having to wait for payday to do nice things. Build Arctic polar bear habitat that also anchors recongealing ice, assist everybody it's an issue to get a gov-issue ID card, and transportation, to voting location, retrieve ocean plastic, buy property for conservation, and plant as many trees as possible, publish histories of accomplishments of Africans and other worldwide ethnicities, to rebut white supremacy, develop curricula for American school kids for practical literacy, environmental literacy, civics literacy, and cultural literacy. Hire a good lawyer and wealth manager, set up trust funds for myself and entire family so that everyone lives a comfortable life, set up charity and help people in need. No one needs $1 billion, a 100-bedroom mansion, private jet, yacht, etc. People need to help fellow humans. Had this conversation with my cousins last night. I would build absurdly huge hospitals that are %100 free with all staff being paid more than any other place would pay. That way I have the best of the best working in my hospitals across the world so absolutely anyone gets the care they need and it's always the best with the highest standards of care never seen before. Edit. For brownie points depending how many billions I have also pay off all medical loans for anyone I can because why not? So, I'd surprise a few of the people close to me with big amounts of money in random situations. I just feel that this would be quite a fun thing to do. For myself, I'd hire an architect that would design a house that is exactly as I want it to be. Then I'd buy quite a few cars and motorcycles and then I'd probably try to see the world, and I'll get a dog. Contribute the maximum amount possible to my retirement fund account, give some money to my sister and mother, buy a house, invest the rest except for a cash account of $200,000 for emergencies, quit my job after my performance review, after I get my bonus and retroactive raise, and after the annual Christmas party, take up learning guitar full-time and join the gym. It'll take just enough to cover my student loans and medical school cost in the future as well as some extra for debt. For the rest of the money, I'd probably give them to any potential children in the future. Makes their life potentially easier and I don't want to be overcome by greed. I want to experience the joy and hard work earning money with your own hands. I'd open up a farm called Lasagna Farms. Our motto would be, we grow lasagna. I would grow all the ingredients to make lasagna, and refer to it all as lasagna. That's called lasagna. Cows, lasagna. Chickens, they'd still be chickens, but the eggs would be lasagna. You couldn't buy the lasagna with money though, you'd have to pay for it with sincere artwork of lasagna. It wouldn't have to be good, just sincere. I would be the judge of that. I would provide art supplies if you needed them. The secret money-making scheme, and this is the artwork. Over time, I'd amass the world's largest collection of lasagna art, and corner the market on it. I'd flood the market, so that any stock photo of lasagna, on every menu, in every restaurant all over the world would be something from my lasagna art collection. I'd turn my $1 billion into $1.001 billion in no time. I'd be rich. Buy a few things I always wanted, but then keep the rest as in safe payments, so I can keep up my regular life fares, but without a stress of dealing with financial insecurity. I would also buy some long-term shares probably. Whatever I want. First I'd get a dog, then I'd immediately diversify half my assets into non-cash holdings. I'd use $50 million and start a charity think tank and invest $50 million in renewable energy and green tech. I'd invest more, but you can't make more money if you give it all away. I'd buy $100 million or so in land to develop and preserve and buy a few dozen houses to rent out. I'd possibly start a construction company or two or buy an existing one. I'd start a few farms. I'd try to start a bunch of small companies to try out ideas that I've had over the years if I had the time. Probably get another dog. I'd try to travel more. Reassemble the Italian legendary Red Brigades, overtake the communist parties with terrorism actions, reform them with valid members with enemies' blood in their hands, and conquer the nation of Italy. Once proper socialism the good old Stalin way has been established, ally with China, Russia, after killing Putin, Iran, Cuba, Venezuela and Uruguay, and proceed to become the strongest alliance of the modern world. Evil laughing. Likely hire a lawyer and invest it for the boring stuff. Also find the localization of Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure for the Legend of Heroes series. Look up some old series I enjoyed that got cancelled early and find them getting finished. Since a lot of them are books or animated, shouldn't be too much of an issue like live television. Quit my job since I don't want to risk people finding an excuse to sue me. Move closer to home and have a dream house built. I'd assemble a team of attorneys, tax advisors, accountants, and portfolio managers. They would manage 50% of that money, primarily for security, and secondarily for growth. With the other half, I would put 20% into some banking institutions, and start buying remote real estate, and hire a team of conservationists and wildlife managers to help me make sure that the acreage I purchased was restored to being as pristine and untouched as I could make it. An additional 20% would be funneled into a foundation with the goals of prep to train a replacement at work. Start a small consultancy to support some of the software I wrote for work until they get off of that system or someone gets up to speed. Mostly retire. Design my dream home. Hire some people who know what they're doing with money to protect me from myself. Start or invest in some businesses in my local area with a focus on sustainability over profitability, but still not ignoring profitability. Finally get hitched. Been with the same person for around 15 years, but we still have yet to put it on paper. Set up an organization that does nothing more than find people who could use a few £100 to make a big difference in their lives. People with broken cookers, washing machines, struggling with bills and such. Rule would be you could only apply once a year and we'd help you out. We'd only help people earning below the national median. In my country, UK, those at the bottom of society pay a greater proportion of their income on just getting by. I'd like to offer a way to help them get a leg up. Change my underwear, then get all the help I could to fix and finish my car, help friends with their own places, fix up the house, buy a VR kit and wipe out my debts. Let the reality of it and ease in. Do nothing blatant, just say I got a really good job for a month or two. Would look to travel and build a house with a couple of cars, but think just blow a few million a year on charitable stuff. Buy a Ferrari, eat steak, drink whiskey, drive to Rome and eat pizza, see all the football, relax and chill, forget about life and its worries. Do this for a while. Eventually settle into a world with a lovely country house, all the mod cons needed and support staff. Do what I'm not. Watch films, play games, write that screenplay, damn it. Live a good life, a happy one, and enjoy. Give back where I feel the cause. I'd buy an island and hire a bunch of mercenaries to protect it. Then I'd lure my friends there with an elaborate series of clues to get them to infiltrate the island and stop some evil plan. Not sure when I'd let them in on the prank. Oh, first hide by friends. Making financial decisions based around the 3-paycheck month. If you're paid every 2 weeks, most months you get 2 paychecks. and all of your monthly bills and budgeting is based on those 2 paychecks, but twice a year there are 3 paydays in a month, and that's when you can actually solve problems. That's when you can get the car registered, or fix the dryer, or get the cat spayed. The other 10 months you're doing maintenance and trying to scrape by. 3 paycheck months you can actually try to fix problems. I changed my identity, my contact details, my phone number, email address, etc. Then, I secretly moved to a completely lost place in the middle of nature. I built a big house with a huge piece of land far from everyone, and here it will change nothing in my lifestyle except that I stop working. I'll enjoy life until my death. Just like that.